I got my new fully carbon fiber steering wheel from Dyna Performance. Let me walk you through the installation process. Hey guys, so before we get started with this video, I just want to let you know a few things. The installation process on the S650, it is different than the S550. So I was watching some videos from the previous generation as reference, and there are different things on the process that you're gonna notice are very different. So if you're gonna use any of those videos as reference, it could be very confusing, and there are some things that are not gonna work. And also depending on the setup configuration that you have on the new steering wheel. So I was doing my best to capture every single part of this process. I went through some hiccups, I made some mistakes. So the idea of this video is that this is going to help you. That way you don't run into some of those situations. I'm not an expert, and this is actually the first time that I deal with something like this. So of course I struggled because I didn't have any good videos or even instructions as reference. So I was learning as I was going through the process. But please make sure that you watch the entire video, and then you will see some of the mistakes that I made during that process. So I clarify basically what was the situation and some of the problems that I had. So make sure that you watch the entire video, and hopefully this is going to help you to make this process as smooth as possible. So I hope that you like the video. Step one, we're gonna disconnect the battery. It's really important to disconnect the battery before you start this process. But before you do that, make sure there's plenty of space between the steering wheel and the seat. If you need to move it back or so, do it before you disconnect the battery, because you won't be able to do it after that. Now that we have disconnected the battery, we're going to proceed and remove the airbag. You're gonna need like an Allen wrench, a small one, something like this. And there are basically 3 holes. There's gonna be one here at the bottom towards the right, and then the other one on the right that looks exactly like this one. So basically we just need to put this thing, slide it in, and kind of like wiggle it around until that you feel like you're hitting something, and then it's gonna snap. There's like a spring inside, so you might have to play with that and just get. I'm actually gonna start on this side. Okay, there's the first one. Boom. There's a click, and then we're going to the last one right here. There it is. All right, I got it. Finally got the 3 out. Okay, now we are gonna unplug these 2 and then the black one. So the black one is from the bottom part that you have to push in here, and then it comes out. And then these 2 yellow, you can use like a flathead screwdriver. Just got something here to pop these 2 pins, this one and then this one, and then after that just pull them out. 1, 2. All right, that one was really stuck, and then you got the airbag completely out right now. Okay, now we got the airbag completely out. Then we're going to go ahead and remove this pin from here. And then as you notice, there is a big difference right here. On the previous generation they had a big bolt. You have to use something different right now to remove this big screw from here, and then that way you can completely remove the steering wheel. Okay, now we're gonna unplug this one. Pretty easy. So we got almost everything out. You have to keep in mind this one is kind of like attached in here, so make sure that you remove everything properly. That way you don't have anything hanging or still connected. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna remove this. Okay, be careful with the wires. Run them over here.
I had to move it a little.
I have to move them a little bit. This one. All right, we got it out.
Daddy.
Now that we have the steering wheel out, we are going to go ahead and remove all of the parts that we need from here, from the back, and then we're gonna transfer these over to the new steering wheel. We're gonna take a closer look at this. You have to be careful with some of the wires that are attached here. So remove that from this side. And then also, it's a little hard to see it, but it's down here. It's connected there. And then we're gonna take all of this piece out. So it's basically holding this wire from the back, which is gonna help to keep everything in position. Now we're gonna remove all of these, and then I think we can just grab from here, and then we can push. As you can see, it's loose. And then we're gonna do the same on the other side. Just push a little here. This one is out too, and then from here, just push gentle, and then we got all of these completely out right now. Now I just need to unplug and flip it back and see if we can remove the wires from here. Might be easier. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna disconnect this side and then this one. So we're gonna, I think, just push down. Okay, this one is off. And then I will do the same room here. Okay, there it is. Get this out. Okay, now as you can see, this is also one piece where we have both sides, the buttons on both sides of the steering wheel. And then this wire right here. Now we're gonna remove these three pieces. This is basically what is going to hold the airbag. So these are the three holes that basically you're gonna slide it in, and I think for this we're just gonna get some pliers and see if we can slide it. Oh, okay, there it is. I think I'll probably try to put it on the new steering wheel almost at the same time. That way it might be a little easier to know exactly how to do it. There is a hole. Start on the interior, exterior. Okay, so like this. So it's got a hole right here on just one side. So make sure you keep that one facing to the interior in this case. That way we're gonna have some room for this to slide in, and then push. Let's see how hard it is. Okay, let's try with the pliers. Okay, there it is. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so we just transfer one from here. We're gonna do the same with the other two. Have the three of them ready on the new steering wheel. They look good. Okay, I don't think there is anything else at this point that we need to transfer. I'm still not sure about this thing. I think this is actually for the heating function, that it's coming from the other wire that we have on this side. So for now I'm just gonna leave it here. We'll figure out what we can do with this, but as you can see, this is the old steering wheel. Okay, now on the new steering wheel, as you can see, I'm not gonna use this plastic part around. Everything is full carbon fiber, so I need to remove these two guys from here. There are just 3 screws here and then 3 screws here. So let's go ahead and remove that one. Three screws out, and then we have this piece. That's very easy. We have one over here. Let's move to the next one. Three more screws, and we have this side here. We are not gonna use this piece at all. Say bye to plastic and hello to carbon fiber. We're gonna ahead and install these two parts. So we are going to just push on the back here to make sure that we remove this. So we're just gonna snap it out. Okay. Put this over here, and then I'm gonna make sure we get it right, of course. The left side is gonna be this one. Okay, we're gonna continue with this. Again, we're installing this side. Make sure we get the 3 screws in. Everything is very tight, not super tight, you can break it. I just wanna make sure everything feels good right here. Okay. Now we're gonna do the other side. 3 little tiny screws. Just gonna slide it in. Check in the back, make sure fits good here. Making sure everything looks good. This one is good. Okay, so we have it this way. Push the buttons, make sure everything is working, like it's not stuck or something like that, and then that it's not really moving. We're done. A little bit, just the normal behavior that we're expecting here. Cool. All right, that was easy. Next step. Now we're gonna mount these back in place. And we got this one in. Making sure this is looking good also from the back. Okay, this is in place. Come to this side now. This one looks good. Let's go down here now. A few clips. I'm wondering if you can see it. Barely see it, probably over here. Okay. Let's see. And then now here, I have to make sure it's gonna be aligned right there. And then this one. Okay, this one looks good. This one looks good. I have to push it a little bit down. Okay. Okay, so I guess at the same time that you're going down, make sure that it's gonna fit this one, and then the big one right here. So I just remove this one a little bit, and then it's back in position. Okay, I think that is a good fitment there, here, or here too. And I just realized that I should have done this before. So it might be easier to actually plug in these things to the back of these than the way that I'm gonna do it right now. I can still do it, it's not too hard, but I might want to switch the order for that. So, and it's actually really easy. This one is black, this connector, and this is white. So there's no way that you're gonna have a problem with the wires. Okay, we got the ground here that I think this one, yeah, it's supposed to come down here, so that way you can plug it in straight right here. Okay, so we got the ground, and this one coming over here. Now we're gonna install the core on the back. There are 2 pins on each side, and there are also 2 pins here at the bottom. Make sure this is flat here, and also on this side, because think if not, we're gonna struggle a little bit trying to reach to this point going down. So let's go ahead and put this thing on there. Okay, so make sure the wires are not in the way of these screws. Push down here. That one is good. There's something inside here, so making sure it's good. Okay. I think if you push and they get to a really good point, they're gonna stay in place. Okay. And the same here. Start with the screws now. The two really small going down here. I think it's easy in a way that you have less pieces here, just one. Just make sure again here on the side that everything is gonna fit really tight. Now we have everything in place and aligned properly. We're gonna do some cable management. So first, this one is going back here, the ground, and then I'm gonna be using the black cable as a ground here. So I'm gonna put exactly in the same place that I have the other one. Okay, so we have the two black cables here, right here, the ground. Now we have this one over here. It's going to be connected to the airbag. We have the ground here, the two grounds, this new wire. We're not going to use the blue one, and then we're going to connect the red one right here. So I'm going to just proceed right now and connect it to one of these wires. I flipped the steering wheel, so it might be a little easier to do it here and also to show you, but we're gonna connect the red wire. We're not gonna use this, so we're just gonna cut it here, and then this one is gonna be connected to the yellow one in here. So we're basically just gonna splice that wire, and then we're gonna plug this one in. Again, this is how we're gonna connect this, the red wire spliced with the yellow one. I did it just like this just to test it out, but I ended up using a soldering iron just to make sure the connection was very safe. So it's gonna look something like this. So we have, I might use probably a little bit more tape here just to make sure we keep it in place. I want to make sure it's very tight and secure. Ready? Alright, we have the red wire connected to the yellow. I'm gonna push it back again in position. And then from the other side, it is going to look like this. Should be ready to go. Again, we have this one kind of hanging around. I guess we can just put some tape or something just to keep it in place. We want to make sure it's not really moving around. Now that I have everything connected, I fully tested and it's working. The RPM lights are working. The heating function is still working. So I'm going to basically do an overview of everything that happened here. I made a mistake during the process, so I just want to clarify basically what happened. So first thing is the red wire. This is the one that we need to connect here, spliced to this yellow one, and that is where we're gonna get the 12 volt. So it's really important. This is the one that is gonna power the RPM lights. The blue one, we are not gonna use it. It's not connected. You can cut it, just leave it there, but we're not using that one because we're using the power from the yellow one here. Then the black one that is coming from here, it is connected here with the ground that we have originally from the steering wheel. So we have two black wires connected here to the ground. Now the part that was very confusing to me, I didn't know about this, is there are two different wires here and they come with a different plug that is not gonna work. So what you have to do is like this piece right here, this is actually from the stock steering wheel. So you're gonna cut this cable because you need this plug. Again, the one that comes with the new steering wheel is not gonna work, so you need to cut it. And then as you can see, there's the black and red. That of course is really straightforward. So you're gonna connect red to red here and then black to black. That's really easy. And then there are two more that somehow are gonna change the color here. I don't know why they did it, but they're gray here, but they're black at the bottom part. And these are really small wires. And these, of course, you have to do some testing because I don't know if there's a way that you can tell which one is going with the other two black. So black to black and black to black. Again, do some testing and then plug it in and make sure this is working. So that's the way that you're gonna connect these two wires, that every single one of them, I mean, they have four total. So two here, red and black, and two black wires here connected to this one. And then again, this is the one that is going to help with the heating function and all of that. All right, I think that's it. Of course, this one is going back to the airbag. So we're gonna connect this one once that we connect the airbag. But again, the way this is, all of these wires are connected and everything right now, I fully tested, everything is working. I see the lights here, also some of the numbers that I have on the top of the steering wheel. And then I'm getting the heating function on the side of the steering wheel. So everything is working. This is the final result. So right now we're going to go ahead and install it back on the car. Okay, there is one more thing that I want to clarify because I thought that I was supposed to connect this wire, white wire, to any position basically or something here, but you don't have to connect any of that. Now there are two different ways that you can get the OBD port, and I will get a little closer here in a second, but I will show you basically the option that I have, and then there is kind of like a wireless, a Bluetooth option. But either way, you don't have to connect anything here, so there's no need for you to remove this part. You don't have to worry about connecting anything here, so you can just keep it the way it is. There's no reason why you need to touch anything around here. So just leave it like that, keep it that way. Okay, now let's talk about this section right here, and I think things get a little confused here as well because I run into that situation. First thing to clarify here is this white wire. Again, you don't need to connect this one if you're getting the power from the yellow wire. In this case, you don't need to use this one, so don't worry about connecting this one right here. The only thing is connect this piece right here to the OBD port, and then of course we need to do some cleanup here. But there are two different ways that you can get this one. There is another device that of course is very small, that you just plug it straight to the OBD port and is Bluetooth wireless, so you don't need all of this around. And this is the part that I was confused, and that's why I thought I need to use the white wire, but again, we don't need this one. I fully tested, it's working without this wire. But yeah, just keep that in mind in case that you have this setup, basically, or configuration, or if you have the wireless one, it's gonna be the same. You just need to plug it, and that's everything that you have to do here. Now let's go ahead and put everything back in place. Be careful with these two wires that you have to run through this hole, and then keep it straight, just slide it in. Okay, now we are going to connect this one back here, and then this one is going to be here. Okay, we need to save these two and this one for the airbag. So make sure that just put some of the wires around in a nice position, and there's something that you can use like this kind of clip right here, maybe to hold them in place. Keep in mind, when you're gonna connect the airbag back again, you're gonna need to slide like something here, here, and here, so make sure the wires are not in the way, so you don't want to cut or damage any of the wires. So it's gonna slide in here, here, and here, so make sure there's plenty of space around these three spots. Now we're going to connect the airbag. Remember these two, the blue, light blue, yellow, they're easy to connect, and then this black one that is going to be on top right here. Right, that's it. Now we're gonna make sure everything looks good, clear there, and then we're gonna slide it in. Okay, that's it, looks good. All right, let's crank it up now. Okay, now we're ready. I'm going to connect the battery, and then we're going to crank it up. Alright, we got some lights here. Let's go. Got some. It's getting warm. This is working. And yeah, we can see the lights. But yeah, it looks so good. I love it. The red line is around 3000 RPMs by default. There is a way that you can change that on the settings. I didn't cover that on this video. I will have to do it, but you can set the number that you want. Hey guys, so I hope that was very helpful. Let me know also what do you think about the new steering wheel. I love the color, how it feels, everything is amazing. So if you're gonna get one, let me know what you're planning to get. I can also give you some recommendations. Remember to check Dyna Performance for more information and awesome parts about carbon fiber. And remember to like and subscribe for more content.